from September 1 to October 4 has been declared as a season of creation by Pope Francis with the theme A Home for All. The month-long celebration is an invitation to deepen our relationship with the Creator and the creation and to reflect how we can make creation a safe and comfortable home for all. Here is another opportunity for us to reread the encyclical Laudato Si by Pope Francis, in which he calls our attention to two important responsibilities which we humans need to pay attention to if we want to survive on this earth. One, the environmental degradation for which we human beings are responsible, resulting in global warming today. The second, the power and the responsibility God has entrusted to us to care, protect and preserve the earth, our common home. In other words, this encyclical invites us to set our relationship right with our planet Earth before it is too late. The biblical writings clearly demonstrate the ever-existing relationship between Christianity and ecology, emphasizing the stewardship of creation and the responsibility for its care. Sadly, over the years we have either forgotten or taken for granted a loving connection and ever-dependency on our Mother Earth, resulting in an ecological crisis today. And it is time we rediscovered that creation with all its mystery and beauty is at the service of humankind. To make creation a home for all, first and foremost, we need to realize that the earth is God's possession. We are only the stewards of creation. Out of His great love for us, God has loaned the earth to us. Among all the creatures, it is to the man and to the woman God has entrusted the earth and its responsibility, not merely to draw nourishment from the earth, but also to care for it and enhance it. From the time God has placed the creation at our disposal for our existence and enjoyment, He does not involve Himself directly in the creation. He has made human beings the co-creators with Him. Through us, God desires that the process of creation continues and develops. Since we human beings have the image and likeness of God within us, we are mandated to remain close to creation and communicate with the creation with tenderness and love and make it productive and beautiful. To do so, we need to pay attention to sun and stars, water and wind, plants and trees, animals and birds, and love and respect them as our companions on the journey of our life here on earth. The reason why we have become the victims of global warming today, leading to natural disasters, is that we fail to encounter God revealing Himself in the creation. Right from the creation, God has been continuously revealing Himself to us in various and vivid forms in the nature, which is the second book of Revelation. As Pope Francis says, creation itself, the other book, the magnificent book in which God speaks to us and grants us a glimpse of His infinite beauty and goodness. Referring to creation, Saint Bernard in the 16th century said, "You will find more in the woods than you will find in the books. Trees and rocks will teach you things no master can ever tell you." Similarly, Saint Augustine referred to nature as the gospel of creation. In one of his sermons, he beautifully highlighted his admiration for creation, saying, "Some people read a book in order to discover God, but there is a greater book, the actual appearance of created things. Look above you and below you and note and read. The God that you want to discover did not write in letters of ink, but put in front of your eyes the very things that He made. Can you ask for a louder voice than that? Thus, from the writings of mystics and great saints like Francis of Assisi, we realize that creation is a powerful way to experience and relate to God. God manifests His goodness and beauty through various and different living creatures, as He is embodied in each of them, and each creature is a reflection of beauty and diversity of God, the Creator. The great theologian St. Thomas Aquinas looked at the living creatures as incarnations of the divine. In his great work Summa Theologica, he wrote, God cannot express Himself fully in any one creature, and so He has produced many and diverse life forms, so that what one lacks in its expression of divine goodness may be compensated for by others. For goodness, which in God is single and undifferentiated, in creatures is refracted into myriad hues of being. Therefore, when we are in the midst of creation, we are in the physical presence of God. I am with God and in God, and God is in me. When we go to the woods or to the garden or up the mountain or walk by the ocean, I am going there to be with God, where God is unfolding Himself to me. Every visit to the garden or to the farm is an invitation to move closer to God. Over the years, our greed and power to exploit and dominate the earth has led to the ecological crisis and global warming. We have taken for granted an important aspect of our vocation, namely to be the protectors of God's handiwork. Some of us have been passive in this regard. Therefore, all of us need an interior conversion. As a community of followers of Christ, we need to read the book of Genesis to understand what God meant when He said, "Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it, rule over the fish and the sea and the birds in the sky, and over every living creature that moves on the ground." Genesis chapter 1 verse 28. It is time that we took seriously the wake-up call given by Pope Francis to humanity, where he says, our common home is being pillaged, land laid waste and harmed with impunity. Cowardice in defending it is a grave sin. We cannot allow certain interests which are global but not universal to take over, to dominate states and to international organizations, and to continue destroying creation. Therefore, this calls for an ecological conversion. We need to realize more and more that our encounter with Jesus Christ in the Holy Eucharist need to take us closer to creation, where the Lord is present to us in another form. We need to change in our lifestyle, production and consumption in order to combat the warming or at least the human causes which produce or aggravate it. This is a call for us humans to make a shared commitment to help build and strengthen constructive attitudes aimed at caring for creation, our common home. Pope Francis hopes and believes that we humans have all the power to rise to the occasion. When he says human beings, while capable of the worst, are also capable of rising above themselves, choosing again what is good and making a new start despite their mental and social conditioning. We are able to take an honest look at ourselves, to acknowledge our deep dissatisfaction and to embark on new paths to authentic freedom. Let's then celebrate this month with the creation and move closer to it with love and tenderness, and use every means to make our common home a safe and comfortable place for all to live and enjoy life.